Black News Network. Chris Rock has ended his Netflix special, Selectively Outrage, and I just wanted to give my initial thoughts and reviews on it. It just seemed like he was off rhythm. Like one, they said it was live. I don't think it was live. I really think it was taped, but I do think it was taped either that day or the day before. Whatever it was, whenever it was recorded, it was a one take, and they were like, whatever the take is, we're gonna edit it, whatever, and just put it out. And not, I mean, not edit it and just put it out, because there were some mistakes in there. He messed up the concussion, emancipation joke. He cleaned it up nicely and recovered just like any other like professional comic would. But a lot of his material, it just seemed from 10 years ago would hit a little bit better. And I think it's just a difference. It's a difference in kind of the crowd that was there 10 years ago. He used a lot of raunchy words and stuff like that in his old acts that just killed, but it just didn't hit the same because these are different times. You just can't go around talking about women's, body parts and repeating that word over and over again thinking that's going to be great, because that word isn't said that many times. And I get his stick, like, no, I don't want to get canceled. This is how my comedy became what it is. But overall, like I said, I wish he would have started with the Will Smith stuff, at least a little bit of it, because that's what everybody was there for. Everybody knows that. When he got to the Will stuff, finally, it was insane. Like, I loved it. I laughed at it. I would have loved for him to break it up a little bit, give us a little bit in the front end, saying I'm gonna get to that person in a little bit, that MFer. But as soon as he got to it, he was like he was alive, and it was vintage Chris Rock. He could see it. It was like, oh no, the lights on. He's pissed about it, and now he's about to talk about it. Talked about Jada and Will, talking about their relationship and how they went on basically Facebook Live, whatever that crap is. Was it Red Table Talk? How you gonna cheat on somebody and interview them about it, about their feelings? That's some effed up stuff. And everybody was calling you basically out your name. Well, they was calling you a bitch. And Chris Rock kept saying, hey bro, everybody calling you a bitch. When it happened, I reached out to you, but everybody else calling you a bitch, I reached out to you, you didn't call me back. And by the time he got back to him, it was a slap. And one of the, it was felt like finally payoff. It was, he did not strike back in the moment in the Oscars for this check. And I ain't mad at him. They did a bit of an after show later on, and JB Smoove basically articulated, if he had fought back, it would have just been two guys fighting. And the Oscars wouldn't have went on. The Oscars would have ended right then and there. But he wouldn't have got the payoff. Tonight was the payoff. Netflix cut a big ass check, I'm sure. And he got it all out. He wanted to call Will Smith a bitch. He did. He wanted to call Jada Smith a bitch, and he did. He wanted to basically give how he wasn't going to be like everybody else. He wasn't going to say he was a victim. He wasn't going to go and sue him or go on some interview with Oprah or Gayle King or something like that, because that wasn't him. He felt like he was bigger than him, and he took advantage of the situation, which is true. Will Smith was a bully in that moment, and he was a bitch, and he just felt that he didn't. There was a lot of different things. He knew he wasn't going to fight on that stage. That's the reason why he did it. Not only because of size difference, not only because it's a professional event. This is what he does, and he was, he had hosted the Oscars before. He really saved the show, not letting it devolve into a fight or into a stand-up right then and there, because he almost went into a stand-up. Everything he wanted to say that night on Oscars night came out tonight. He wanted to talk about his entanglements. He wanted to talk about how you let your girl interview you after she done sucked somebody else off, and he wanted to do that night. That would have turned into a big fight, and again, Oscars would have been over. And Kris did the smart thing. If he had done that back then in October and the Oscars last year in 2022, that would have been free content for the Oscars. He monetized it, put it out, made Netflix pay him, and he finally got it out today. I just love the last 10 minutes, because the last 10 minutes was him The first, I don't know how long the special was, 50 minutes, 60 minutes or so. It was him getting his material together, really. He finally said, you know what? I'm going to actually say what I wanted to say. And that's when the magic happened. But until then, it was just a big build up to that. And it wasn't necessarily the funniest because he wasn't on schedule. You could see he was uncomfortable and he was leaning on his old act that got a lot of laughs. There was a few laughs here and there, but it wasn't roaring laughter until he finally got to the Will Smith stuff. And I'm happy for him that he finally got it out. I'm happy that he got a big check for getting it out. Him and Will Smith don't need to see each other. That's what I know. As soon as Chris Rock ended his session, he walked to the back. It was the biggest bodyguards you ever seen. Two of them. So, you know, I don't think he gonna be rolling by himself. That ain't gonna happen to him no more. That's a wrap. Anybody coming up to him on the stage like Will Smith or somebody did to Dave Chappelle or whoever ain't gonna be happening like that no more, bro. And I don't know. I don't think they're gonna sit down and do a movie together or sit down and do a podcast or text or phone calls or nothing like that. I just think he said what he's gonna say, and hopefully that's the end of it. But you never know with these kind of things. Whew. Jada, I don't know what to say, baby. Look, this is all that happened. This is all that happened, and it is what it is. Black News Network.